What's up, guys? I'm Joslyn Davis with my partner in crime, Dana Ward, and you are watching Clever TV. We are very excited today to have joining us in the studio the multi-talented Tyler Hilton. Give it up, people. It's so exciting to have you here. We've been following you forever. One Tree Hill. You have your music. You have many talents.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Yeah.
And you're a very well decorated studio here.
Oh, Dana decorated.
That's so kind
Really?
of you to say.
Did you really decorate it?
Yeah, of course.
Sweet. When you guys have your
decorated
Clever
with the
TV
pillows.
garage sale, I might come and just.
Oh, yes.
You know.
We'll keep you posted.
There's just 3 things at the garage sale.
That's all we have.
We'll tweet you. What's your Twitter?
At Tyler Hilton.
Okay,
Perfect.
done. Nice integration. I like that.
Look at that.
No,
Cool.
seriously, so your One Tree Hill cast members, a couple of them have been in here, and they all have talked about those final scenes that you guys were shooting where Chris Keller did his big performance.
Yeah.
They were even blown away by your skills.
I performed on the show a bunch over the years, and like they'd always come to shows, and they've even like introduced me at some shows and stuff, but I don't think anyone had heard the new record yet until I did. That was kind of the first song from the new record they heard, and I was really nervous because there's still like they're my friends, and I don't know if you ever grow out of kind of like wanting your friends to dig what you're doing, or like validate it or something. So that's kind of the reason I try not to ask too many people's opinions while making it, and then afterwards I'm like, and they all seem to really like it. But while we were filming that, I remember Gavin DeGraw was there in his band because they were filming his performance too, and the whole cast was there, and I was like, ooh. But they all seemed to like it, so.
Well, you had been busy working on this for what, like 5 years? You
Yeah.
took off from the show?
Yeah, it was weird because I was trying to do this record kind of with Warner Brothers Records and kind of do it the major label system, and I'd been on their roster for like 9 years, and it's just like a whole different world now, and it was so hard to kind of do what I wanted. Maybe, I don't know if it's maybe because like Americana, rock and roll, this kind of thing isn't like what labels are looking for. I'm not really sure, but I didn't want to kind of conform. I just wanted to do this or like nothing, you know what I mean? Like, or I'm gonna take my toys and go home. And so it's like, if I'm gonna do this record, I gotta leave the company and start my own record company. So I did, and so it just was a long process to do that and then make the record, and it was very like lemonade stand, like all on my own. But it was so fun, and now I got like exactly what I wanted, you know.
Well, before we delve totally into the album, which I want to hear all the details, I know that a lot of our viewers are huge fans of yours from One Tree Hill. So why did you decide to return to the show for the final season? Was it just like for fun, or was it by request, demand?
It was like, I've always wanted to do it. I was just kind of like working on the record and trying to keep my focus there. But literally, it just happened because my girlfriend Megan Park was filming Cinderella Story 3, I think, with Lucy.
Hill.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was just reading the 17 magazine with her on it, and we were talking about it.
No shame.
No shame. So they were filming that there, and so in Wilmington where we do One Tree Hill, and I hadn't been there in years, so I went to visit her, and I thought, man, if the cast is here and the creator's here, I want to have dinner. So we did, and we all caught up, and he was like, at some point, he was like, I think we might go one more season. Would you ever come back? And I was like, yeah, I don't know what you're gonna do with Chris Keller after all this time, but I just want to find out, because I'm as big a fan as anyone else. I'll read the scripts and be like, what's gonna happen? Like, what could they possibly do? They don't tell us. So he was like, all right, well, let me see if I can make some cool things happen, and he did, and it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, what was your favorite part about, I guess, the new and improved Chris?
Well, when he started like coming up with all these ideas for Chris Keller, he's like, the first idea I have is it's gonna like weird you out so much you have to read it. And I went over to his house. It was episode 1, page 1. Literally the very first scene of One Tree Hill, or like the second scene, it's like me and Dan Scott in a car with a gun. And he's like, are you ready? And I'm ready or something. Chris Keller doesn't like this, and we have a gun and we get out of a car. I'm like, what the hell is going on this season? Like, I get a gun? Like, I never get a gun put in my hand, like, I'm not an action guy,
So you're like, sign me up.
I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. It was fun.
Well, the end of one thing, the beginning of another. You have Forget the Storm. Your new album came out in April, and you performed 2 songs for us today.
Yeah.
Honestly, amazing. And I love that do you describe your music as like Americana rock?
Yeah, it feels that way, yeah. I guess it's kind of like folk rock, Americana rock, yeah.
Who are you inspired by? Like, growing up, was there an artist that you were like, I want to be like that person?
Yeah, I mean, like, Elvis was always like the coolest thing ever to me.
Who you played?
Yeah.
In Walk the Line,
which was
small little
so
movie.
crazy to me that I got to do that. But I think, musically, like, I've always kind of thought I sounded naturally like Tom Petty or like the Eagles, or I don't know, there's something like just Americana rock and roll. Like I think there's a lot of Bob Dylan stuff that sounds that way, or even like a lot of Kings of Leon stuff that sounds that way. It's just I think I ended up in the singer-songwriter category for a long time, but just naturally when I'm not thinking about it, it's just roots rock and roll. It's just what I play for whatever reason,
So do you have a particular favorite song on this album?
They're all like my children, so I have to say, like it's hard because they all, I really like them all, but I think probably Loaded Gun is one of my favorite ones. That's one time, it's one of the newer ones, and it's kind of the first time I've got to do something really bluesy and rock and roll like that. And I started off as a blues musician when I was a kid. Like I only played and sang blues music for whatever reason. It was just like what I wanted to do. Like I wanted to be like Johnny Lang or something like that. And so, but I haven't recorded anything like that ever, except like little demos I'd pass out in high school. So Loaded Gun seems to be like the closest thing to that I've done. So I really like that one.
Talk about the lyrics a little bit, because I really enjoyed like watching you perform them live. I could tell you're like really into it. What were you inspired by writing wise?
Really just like, I don't know what it is, especially being, like this blonde-haired, blue-eyed kid from Palm Springs, which is so like country club and so whatever, like I don't know what it is about the blues music that like there's like something inside of me that goes, that's exactly what I feel like inside for some reason, or like I think there's a part of me that I try to keep suppressed that's like super, I don't know, just like Big Bad Wolf or something. I don't know, there's just something so bluesy like that, and like when I listen to that music I get so nervous, like oh my god, like I feel like that part of me is like coming out and I don't know if this is right. It just does all these weird things to me ever since I've been a kid, just that kind of old rock and roll, and that blues does that. And this song just kind of like just speaks to that. Like when I play that live or anything, it's just like I'm like giving myself permission for like 4 minutes to just be like to open the door to being kind of
embrace that side of yourself.
Yeah,
kind of.
And I see like fans at shows kind of like get into that one too, and I feel like everyone turns on their like party girl or party dude for like a second for that one,
I mean, you played Elvis. You've done some really cool things with your career in just a short time. You're a young guy. What do you want to do next?
I've been. This record was a huge like accomplishment for me just personally, because I wanted to know I could do it and do a record the way I wanted to and tour Europe, which was a goal of mine, and I've been doing that a lot. And I feel like after this kind of dies down, I've been working on this record, it feels like, for so long. The last one came out in 2004. I kind of didn't focus on acting at all. And I keep thinking like I'd really like to do more acting after this, and like I've just never kind of like pursued it seriously, and I've always loved it when I have done it. So I think after this record dies down, I'm gonna kind of let that part of me, I don't know, just like be inspired by that part of me for a bit and kind of just do whatever I can, because I love that, whether it's theater or ever. I'm really inspired by that, and I haven't allowed myself to do it in a while. So.
Yeah, I was reading an interview that you did, and I can't remember which outlet or news source it was, but that you really look up to people like Sammy Davis Jr. or Elvis, for example, who were entertainers. Do you find it weird that people always kind of want you to make the decision, like, you need to sing or act, you can't do both?
Yeah, or the big question, everyone says, like, what came first, like, music or acting? But I was always in community theater and always in theater in high school, and I always played gigs ever since I learned to play guitar at like 14. There was never a choice, or I never had to make a choice until now, when schedules start getting, and I've committed to my music for so long and I love it, and I'll still keep writing and stuff, but I've just been thinking, just having this feeling like I really want to do more acting, like I said, whether it's theater or like student films or anything. I just like to act, and I kind of want to do more of it, because I think it'd be interesting to explore more,
Dancing could be next.
I don't know if I'll ever dance. I just don't know that I'll
You could
ever.
go on Dancing with the Stars, though.
Oh, do it.
my
That
God.
would work. You want to tango with...
We could totally throw that out there for
Yeah.
you.
If I was on Dancing with the Stars, it'd be somewhere in between like Dancing with the Stars and Wipeout, that show. That would be like somewhere in there.
They're
It
both
would
on
be me.
ABC, so
That's
it's perfect.
That would be me on Dancing with the Stars for sure.
But we need to ask about your tour, because you're going on tour through
fall.
October?
Yeah, through November now.
November,
Yeah.
wow.
I think so. I'm going to be touring. I think the whole United States, or most of it. I'm doing, like New York, Chicago, West Coast, East Coast, the South, and try to get as much more as I can in for the next couple months. And then in October, at the end of October, I go to Europe and kind of do one more round of Europe for the year, and then in November I think I'll kind of slow down for a bit. But I'm really excited to go back to Europe, and I think I'm going back to Europe in May. Like they're already booking the next tour because it's been going really good.
You're a
in
hot
Europe.
commodity, man.
I get, I'm an import to them, so they're like, whoa, it's all exotic. No, I don't
You
know.
might not have time for acting until like 2020 or something
No,
at this rate.
I know. So I really had to be like, okay, I got to make time for things I want to do. So I'm gonna really try to make time for it because I love it. But I don't know.
Very cool. Well, thanks for coming by and performing for us.
I know.
Yeah, thanks
Great
for having
job.
me.
Great
I appreciate
job.
it.
You guys have to check it out. We're also going to have links to your Twitter page, your YouTube channel,
Yeah.
your
Tour
Facebook,
dates.
your
Facebook,
tour
yeah,
dates.
the tour dates are on Facebook, and then the record's on iTunes.
Yeah, make sure to buy it, guys.
Yeah.
You will not be disappointed, I promise. Well, congrats on everything.
Thank you.
And keep us posted on what you're up to.
Okay, cool. Thanks for having me on.
very
I
cool.
appreciate it.
Cool. And you guys out there, make sure to stick with us right here on Clever TV for all the latest on all things music and, of course, Tyler Hilton. I'm Joslyn Davis with Dana Ward. We'll catch you later.
See ya.
Peace.